would want our community to stand together as one. That's exactly what he would want. And I hope this moment we can all come together and to be kind to one another and to remember who he truly was.
Right now, the community is grieving a heartbreaking tragedy, the deadly shooting at the Islamic Center of San Diego. 3 men, including a security guard, were killed, heroes who prevented an absolute catastrophe. And that, what we just heard from, was the security guard's daughter, Hawa. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Anna Laurel.
I'm Carlo Chiquetto. We heard from San Diego police today who made it clear the selfless actions of those 3 men stopped the 2 gunmen from gaining access to the greater mosque and school. News 8's Kelly Hessedal has chilling new details released this afternoon, but we begin our team coverage today with Shannon Handy. She's live with more on how the victims were remembered at a news conference held by local Muslim leaders just a short time ago. Shannon.
Yeah, Carlo and Anna, we learned so much about these 3 victims, heroes really. We heard from members of the mosque as well as you just heard there from the daughter of security guard Amin Abdullah. He was a father of 8, and today she described her father as being welcoming to everyone. She also talked about just how seriously he took his job and the safety of every single member every single day.
So seriously to the point sometimes he didn't even want to eat. He wanted to save his food till after he left the job because he was afraid that if he went on his break, something bad would happen.
Here's a picture of the 3 victims, Mansoor Kaziha, Amin Abdullah, and Nadir Awad. Amin was a beloved security guard, as we've been reporting. Even after getting shot, he was still able to alert people in the building to go into lockdown mode. Mansoor ran the store at the mosque and was known as being the leader's right-hand man. Nadir is a member of the center. His wife is a teacher at the school. All were dedicated members of the temple as well as to their families. And today they are being called heroes.
When you look at the cameras and see exactly what happened, you can tell that without 3D's heroes in the scene sacrificing their lives, it would have been worse than that. So we pray for them and we stand by their families as one family, as one community. We're here to support anybody, not only Muslims, but everybody in the community, because the mosque is about the main message of Islam, which is mercy and peace.
And tonight at 6:30 at the park just next to the mosque, there will be a vigil for those 3 victims. Now, we've talked a lot about how their actions saved lives that day. And Kelly Hessedal is live downtown where she learned some disturbing details, but also some details as to what these 3 heroes did that saved the lives of so many people yesterday. Kelly?
Yeah, absolutely, Shannon. You know, we did learn a lot of new information about the investigation here at San Diego Police Headquarters during a news conference today. But one of the most compelling things we learned during that news conference was how heroic these victims were, particularly that security guard, Amin Abdullah. Police say that he engaged in a gun battle with these suspects and was able to distract them long enough so that people, that is, could run and hide.
You can see the security guard reach for his radio and put out the lockdown protocol. The security guard then continued to engage in a gun battle with these 2 suspects. His actions, without a doubt, delayed, distracted, and ultimately deterred these 2 individuals from gaining access to the greater areas of the mosque where as many as 140 kids were within 15 feet of these suspects.
And the chief went on to explain they looked at a lot of surveillance video and saw that after the gun battle was over, after the security guard had been killed, the suspects went back inside the mosque. But at that point, people had fled and the rooms were empty. He said the other 2 victims were in a parking lot and somehow got the suspects' attention. They ran outside, attacked them. By then, a lot of sirens, though, were going off. Law enforcement was flooding the area, which ultimately caused the gunmen to leave. Now, we learned a lot more about the shooters today. Law enforcement chose not to name them. The FBI says the 17 and 18-year-old gunmen were both radicalized online. I asked the special agent in charge to elaborate on that, and here's what he said.
What we do believe is that they met online, and through the course of that online communication, they discovered that they were both residing in the San Diego area, and they became acquaintances or associates and had in-person contact at that point. But in terms of how the radicalization occurred, we're still digging into all that.
And police are interviewing their family members, their friends, going through all of their electronic devices. So far, 3 search warrants have been executed. Numerous firearms and tactical gear have been seized, and that includes 30 guns and a crossbow. Now, we learned the weapons used in yesterday's attack belonged to a parent of one of the individuals. Investigators have also seized writings of various ideologies of how the world should look. They say these 2 teenagers did not discriminate against who they hated. They say a manifesto was also recovered, and the FBI is now analyzing it. So back out here live, the question was asked about all of those weapons that were seized. Who were they registered to? Authorities say obviously it was not the 2 teenagers, but the question was also asked, could charges be filed against any of the parents? And authorities say that is something that they're looking into. Carlo and Anna.
Wow, a lot of new information, Kelly, but a lot we still don't know. Do you know if the gunmen were specifically targeting the students at the school that was there at the center?
Yeah, and that was another question that came up today as well. Police basically said they're really hoping that that manifesto sheds more light on what the bigger picture was to all of this, the intended target. And they kept saying that that manifesto should point them to some more clues. But they made it clear again, these suspects did not discriminate against who they hated. It was all races, all different religions. Authorities made it also clear today that they will be stepping up their presence at different houses of worship across the county.
So much we need to learn still in this incident. Kelly Hessedall reporting live for us. Thanks, Kelly.
And Governor Newsom is reacting to the shooting.
He released a statement saying in part, quote, "Worshippers anywhere should not have to fear for their lives. Hate has no place in California, and we will not tolerate acts of terror or intimidation against communities of faith." The governor added, quote, "To the San Diego Muslim community, California stands with you."
And you can stay with us for the very latest.
Follow CBS 8 on social media and download the free CBS 8 app on your phone and TV.